What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Man, I gotta put on some music. It's episode 714, but I gotta put on some music, man. I gotta put on some. Let's give a round of applause again. Why am I not playing the new intro? Hold on. Let's go to the new intro real quick. Why am I not playing the new intro? Yo, I'm back. What's going on? We'll have Landy and Rob on at around like 1:45. Hopefully, I can get them to have a spirited debate. By the way, yeah, I'm ending this show at 2:20. That'll be the cutoff, just because I want to go and I want to get my hair cut for Memorial Day weekend. I'm getting the Italian beard. Does anybody know what the Italian beard is? I'm getting the Italian beard. Okay, I'm gonna try it one time. Okay, I like it. I like the way it looks. I'm gonna get the Italian beard. Okay, there you go. Well, welcome to the breakdown, sponsored by Midnight. Midnight City is out, ladies and gentlemen. They are cooking. They are cooking. I can't give out details, but I was on a call and I was absolutely geeking out, and I hope they didn't fucking record it either. I don't know. I was about to say oh my God. I was about to say something. Thank God I held back real quick. I have a mountain man beard. Congratulations. It just shows that you have high levels of T. There we go. High levels of T, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why sponsors and partners want to partner up with me. They know that a lot of the people that tune into the show, the audience that tunes in, high level of T. Okay, high level of T. Shout out to Polymarket. Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown, and also Cake Wallet. If you're going to get Bitcoin, you're going to get Monero, and you don't want to use a cold wallet, use Cake Wallet. Damn, that rhymed just now. I need to trademark that. No, seriously, I'm not kidding. Use Cake Wallet. It's the design, the UX design, everything, the visually, it's nice. Okay, it's nice. They worked on it for fucking years. Bull market, bear market, doesn't matter which market, they've been here. Take that. Quai Network. I just got some material from Quai Network. I'm studying it myself right now. And we'll have like a show next week where we kind of like dive a little bit more into it. So you guys, and I know a lot of you guys have reached out and said, hey man, I think this is really interesting. Especially a lot of Bitcoiners have reached out and said, hey, Quai Network, I didn't get it at first. I looked at it. Oh shit, I understand it. Yeah, we can have that discussion. We can have that discussion. They've worked, I got to tell you, they worked extremely hard. And people might say, holy shit, he's bigging up the sponsors. Like, yeah, I don't work with anybody. Like, I don't work, me, personal brand, I don't work with anybody or any project that I don't deem to be good. Like, I just don't. Like, I get offers daily and I decline them because I want to make sure that shit aligns with the brand. That's it. Bottom line. That's how I work. Shout out to Cash App. Go check out the Cash App commercial. And if you're buying Bitcoin, I mean, like, if you want to buy Bitcoin, buy from Cash App. Like, for real. Like, thinking about it, like, what fees? I'm serious. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, go ahead and give Cash App an opportunity, man. And check out the commercial. You know what I'm saying? Check out the commercial. Anyway, it's Friday. It's May 22nd. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Your boy's here, man. I know you guys missed me. I get DMs like, I miss you, dog. I miss you too. TikTok, I'm praying. Let's pray together because it's all about positive energy, right? I put that out there. Pray that TikTok approves the stream again from Restream, okay? Let's pray. Let's pray. Let's pray. Pray for your boy. Pray. I mean, we get TikTok back on and the Facebook and Instagram is on next week. I'm going to be a good boy. I promise. I will be a gentleman. Okay. I will reduce the F-bombs. I will stop saying things like shit, fuck, and a lot of these things. I will stop. I will talk proper. I promise. Somebody asked when Charles will be back with us on Thursday, next Thursday. We'll also have people from Filecoin. We'll have a good lineup. I honestly, there are times, and like people know this about me, there are times I just want to talk. On my own. And then there's times when you bring everybody on. But this has been a weird year because like, it's not that people don't want to come on the show, it's the schedules. So at first you can get mad at that shit, but then you're like, oh man, people do have a life. People are scheduled up. I think, now I know, like people are really scheduled up in the beginning of the year, but more towards like now, people, are freed up to go ahead and come onto the show. And vice versa. Anyway, markets. I just want to start off with this before we get into crypto, politics, AI. I told you guys that I saw a need in, and I'm going to talk about them. It's really the product will be for everything. And what I come out with possibly today, it's a product. It's a product for, I don't want to just specifically name meme culture. I don't want to just specifically say it's for the memes. But what I've created and the standards I believe I set as a brand, at Gokhshtein Media as a brand, the standards it sets, people respect it. And I think when the product comes out, if I do my part and I build it out correctly, you won't be screaming for Moonshot and all these other listings. There will be projects that will be waiting patiently to try to get verified on G Markets. I would love to show you a sneak peek. I want to show the sneak peek. I want to show the sneak peek. You know what? I might show the sneak peek. You know what? Let me show you a sneak peek. Let me show you. Okay. Let me show you a sneak peek. If it goes through. G Markets, ladies and gentlemen, is coming. G Markets, we're polishing it up, but G Markets is coming. And it's not going to be easy to get on here. It's not going to be easy to get on here. I can promise you it's not. But I believe, if I can keep on scrolling here, I believe that what we have here will allow everybody to have a fair chance. This will not be run by the cabal. This will be this item right here, this product will not be just for friends and family. No, this will be something that would allow everybody to have a fair chance at being seen. So, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm excited about this. It's I really do believe that the communities will appreciate this. 100%. A lot of work has gone into all this stuff. Okay? A lot of work has gone into all this stuff. Okay? So I promise you, let me just stop already. Stop sharing. I gave you a little tease. But I promise that you will have a fair chance, especially the community-driven projects will have a fair chance to be seen. Gokhshtein.com is going to be rolling out. G Markets is going to be rolling out. I have a ton of stuff rolling out, which I believe benefits this space. You know, Gokhshtein.com benefits this space and outside, trending news and all that good stuff, politics and sports and all that good stuff. But the market part, G Markets, which I have been sitting back for 3-4. I could, you know what? I could actually say this has been like something that I thought about 5 to 6 years ago. Obviously, there's a time and place and the right time to go ahead and come out with a product. But this is necessary. When it comes down to it, I believe it's absolutely fucking necessary, especially after what I've seen. It's funny. I've been working on this regardless, but I kind of put a rush on it just because of what I've seen happen within our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is controlled by broccoli heads who tell you what's good and what's hot and what's not. And the community, the people that build the foundation, that hold up the foundation for any of these projects, they get the shaft. And that's not going to happen anymore. That's not going to happen no more. I told you during this week, it's first to market. It's healthy competition. And I'll go balls to the wall. I'll put all my money into this. Shit, I want it for myself. I want to explain something. What I just showed you, I want this for myself. I want to come onto a site where I can gather information for, let's say, my show or a podcast. Or if somebody were to ask me a question while I'm on a podcast, I look right at that. I have information right at my fingertips. I know what's happening. It's live data. It's a win. It's a win for, I believe, it's a win for the entire community. It's a win, an absolute fucking W for the entire community. So maybe it comes out today, or maybe it comes out next week, but I think that a lot of people will benefit. A lot of projects will benefit from being on there. But also at the same time, you got to make the cut. You got to make the cut to be on there. You just can't go on there. You can't literally pay your way to get on there. You got to be approved. You got to be a real project. You got to have a community. Your project needs to make sense. It has to actually have holders. So this will be fun. I'm excited. I am very excited. 100% excited. All right. May 22nd, 1:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See, I have all the products on my tab. Like, I have all the things that I'm working on my tab. It's just, do I show it? And you know what? I don't really give a fuck if somebody tries to copy me. My style is different. The brand. You don't got a brand like me. You don't got a brand like me. I'm singing a song in my head. But like, you shouldn't be scared to go ahead and show off your shit. Somebody will copycat you. It doesn't matter. It's about, what do you bring to the table? What does your product bring to the table? Anyway, crypto, it's been like a week, okay? Like, bottom line, it's been but it's been positive to see that the builders are positive. Like, a lot of people that I speak to, they're not looking at market caps. You guys are looking at market caps. You're trying to make a profit. It's understandable. You came here to make a profit. But the builders in this space, the people that are building, I just showed you, I'm building. I don't give a fuck about these market caps. I'm building. I'm consulting. I'm building. I'm working. I've talked to so many, I've literally talked to so many companies and projects. They're building. They're not looking at market caps. They don't give a shit about the market cap. Everybody's bullish. They think 60,000 was the bottom on Bitcoin. I tend to agree. Do we see $60,000 again? I hope so I can buy some more before we go. I hope so. But every single person that I've spoken to who's actually building, they're excited. There's no market cap talk. If there was a market cap conversation, it was like, listen, people have an opportunity to get in early before we go ahead and send. Great. Real builders are not focused on a market cap. Real builders are focused on building out an ecosystem. And that can be a utility, that can be a meme, okay? And I know people fucking are listening to me right now. They're like, why does he keep talking about memes? You know what? They're real. Okay, no matter what you want to say, meme culture is real. This entire, more people meme. I'll stop right there. More people meme than anything else in this world. On paper, the wealthiest person in this world, on paper, Elon Musk, when he comes out and he continues to meme, that should say something. Van Eyck, Meme Index, should say something. And you could say that they're selling products great, but guess who they're selling products to? The meme economy. Solana came out and embraced the memes. Ethereum, I don't know what's happening with the Ethereum Foundation. Bankless is, I don't know what's happening with Bankless. The boys at Bankless sold their Ethereum. It's kind of like, I really blame Vitalik here. I blame Vitalik. The move to, from POS, from POW to POS. Not embracing the people that are on your chain, which is crazy. If I'm a chain, if I built out a blockchain, if I built out a blockchain and I had an entire economy where it's culture trading, I am going to make sure I'm rolling out the red carpet for them. That's what I'm doing. Not saying that, oh, that shit is trash. You can't say memes are trash. You just can't. You're getting confused with zombie tickers versus real memes with lore behind them. And I keep preaching this. I keep saying this. And I really feel repetitive, but it has to be said. Okay? And people are so shy to talk about, by the way, bag working. You guys are so shy to bag work. Why do you buy something if you're scared to talk about it? If you're scared to talk about something that you get into, there's a problem. And that means that you don't really believe in it. I haven't even talked about that. If you guys are so scared to bag work, why buy something if you're scared or embarrassed to talk about it? If you really like something and you buy into it, you should be yelling through the roof like, yo, this is amazing. Guys, check this out. This is why I got in. Y'all got to approach this like Tesla stockholders. The Tesla stockholders, especially, you see them all the time. They have spaces open. They're consistently talking on the timeline on X. They don't give a shit what people say. They don't give a shit how many people clown them for driving a Tesla. They're out here every single day talking about, oh, I just got my 9th Tesla. Or I got 5 Teslas in the family. They don't give a shit about what you got to say. That's the type of culture you have to develop in your projects. You got to develop this culture of like, yo, we are not going to stop. We are going to talk about our stuff because we like it. We put money into this and we're going to let the world know about it. And a lot of you guys go ahead and put money into these projects. You don't even speak about them. You're scared to. You're scared to speak about them. You're absolutely scared shitless to speak about them. Apu got mad at me. Yo, the Apu community, why'd you get mad at me? Apu got mad at me because I talked about Dog on Bitcoin. Shout out to Dog on Bitcoin. Apu, I love you guys. I told you, you're going to billions. I wish Apu, like I keep saying this, I wish Apu went to Solana. I wish Apu did the same migration that Bobo did to Solana. I swear to God it would work out. Same thing with Joe. I wish Joe would go over to Solana. They own the IP. I wish they would move over to Solana. You imagine if the real diamond-handed holders went over to Solana? The real projects with real diamond hands went over to... Are you kidding me? We'd get rid of these broccoli boys over here. We'd absolutely get rid of these broccoli boys. 100% get rid of them. 100%. Apparently, there's a deal happening or trying to be negotiated here. The United States and Iran, and I know Rob will come on here and he's going to be crying and stuff. Why are they negotiating? Why aren't... Anyway, apparently they are negotiating some sort of final draft of a deal between the United States of America and Iran. We shall see what comes of that. You have the new chair that he was sworn in today. The new Fed chair was sworn in. Honestly, I don't care about any of this stuff in terms of like the Fed chair. By the way, I also don't care about the Clarity Act. There you go. Got to oil up the mine over there. I don't care about the Clarity Act. I really don't. It doesn't benefit retail. You guys are excited, but it doesn't benefit retail. It pushes retail away. And you know, Anthony Pomp, you guys know Pomp. He's talking about like crypto's dead. And he's going on TV saying crypto's dead. Like, it's so weird. Like, this is a man who said, I wish I could pull up the tweet here, but he said, if you liked Bitcoin, well, watch when you see XRP. I'm paraphrasing. I get it. You're Bitcoin. You're all Bitcoin. But like, why trash crypto? There are builders here, man. Like, Midnight's gonna make it. Cardano's gonna make it. BNB's gonna make it. Chainlink's going to make it. What? And you're talking about tokenizing stuff. Chainlink is being used for that. It's just weird when people come out here and just say these kind of things. It's so weird. And like, by the way, mainstream media, why don't you bring on people that you were bringing on before? It doesn't have to be me. I've declined already. But like, bring on people that can go ahead and give an opposite point of view. Like, what is going on? Now what? Mainstream media is just, I get it. I love the fact that you're talking about Bitcoin. It works for me. But at the end of the day, like, they're smashing crypto. Like, crypto ain't shit. What are you kidding me? I'm telling you, man. Who owns mainstream media? The institutions. They do. Institutions own mainstream media. So they will go ahead and push everything else out. If you listen carefully, they push everything else out versus acknowledging what the innovators in this space are building out. It's crazy. And it's our own people too. It's crazy to watch our own people go on to national TV and say things like crypto is dead, or tweet about crypto is dead, or crypto is going to be left behind. Like, what? What are you talking about? What did he say? I think he said that crypto is not going to make it out of high school or some shit like that. Are you kidding me, Pomp? Like, that's crazy work, bro. I got to tell you, that is crazy work to say. You know, I'm going to tell you something, Pomp. By you saying that, you're just energizing a bunch of people in the crypto space to just work harder and dig in and build phenomenal shit here. I don't know. That's so. It's kind of like saying, you know what, guys? Tesla's going to be the only electric car out here. That's how it comes off. Like, Apple's they're only going to be the only one creating the smartphone out here. That's it. It's just weird. It's just absolutely weird. Who are you catering to? Well, you know who he's catering to. He's catering to the institutions. You don't, like, you're not with these kind of messages. You're not catering to retail or the people that helped build this goddamn place and built the fucking foundation here. Anyway, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's where we build Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy to use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to the break. I don't understand Twitter. You got to get rid of this feature where people can comment or go into the live chat, because a lot of people are just commenting on the chat, on the timeline, rather than coming in here and talking. It's so weird. It really is fucking weird. What a stupid option. That is a stupid option. It really is. By the way, who is the loudest community? Where is the loudest community? Should I go ahead and tweet that out? The loudest community. I'll go ahead and put 5 Gs into the goddamn loudest community out here, man. Where is this loud community? Everybody talks about we're loud, we got a whole army, da da da. Where are you guys? I'm out here in these streets defending you guys. Where are you guys? Where you are? Are you showing up? Are you showing up? Loudest community, man. Show me. Look at this. Instead of going on the timeline and just tweeting away about the show me in the goddamn chat. Show the world what you're about, man. Let me calm down. I think some people like when I speak like when I'm calm and relaxed. I speak calmly about all these situations that are happening here in our crypto ecosystem. Opportunity. That is the key word today, opportunity. Right now, you can get into things that are absolutely oversold. And I have no doubt that a lot of these things are going to run. I've caught clips of these podcasts where they're talking about they've sold all their positions. They don't have crypto to their name. Then why are you reporting on crypto? Can I ask that question? Because maybe I'm stupid. But why are you reporting on crypto if you have no crypto and you have no skin in the game? I'm so confused. You sold all your crypto, but you have a crypto show. You talk about digital assets, but you don't have any crypto to your name. How can I relate to you? Explain to me. How can I relate to you if you've gone back to fiat, which is the whole purpose is to escape fiat, not go back to it? Make it make sense a little bit here for me. You guys are talking about selling all your crypto and getting back into fiat, which goes against everything that crypto's about. I am confused. Bitcoiners out here talking about I sold my Bitcoin to get into fiat. Like, I am absolutely blown away when it comes to that. Like, Bitcoin? You sold Bitcoin for fiat? You sold it for a worse asset? Like, I'm confused. I'm absolutely blown, like, honestly fucking confused. The whole point of coming here is to escape the centralized system that we have been put in. We have been slaves to it. Our families have been slaves to it. We have had no opportunities to win or succeed. And you are just giving back some of the most precious assets back to the same people that put you and your family and your entire bloodline in this position. That is crazy. But I got to tell you, that is absolutely insane. 100%, it is insane when I go ahead and see people make these remarks, and especially when people are having their own podcast out here saying that they've sold off all their crypto. Like, they're not even talking about they stabled up. They're like, I've sold. So why are you here? Like I get the part about making profits. And I understand that, and I don't begrudge anybody, and I don't shame anybody for making gains. That was the purpose of you coming here to begin with. A lot of you guys just came here to make money, to make life-changing money. I respect it. 100% I respect it. But at some point, you have to figure out, holy shit, I understand what real money is now. At some point, it has to hit you like, now I get why they're so crazy about Bitcoin. Now I understand like the dollar is worthless. Now I understand like all they do is print. Inflation, all this stuff, and I got to pay the tax on it. At some point, you got to realize this. But you're selling back into it. Like, it is so weird. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And you're the mouthpiece? You're the mouthpiece for a bunch of cats over here to do the same thing? Man, I don't know. And then a list, I got to tell you, a list came out yesterday. A list of people to follow on CT. I don't even know 75% or 80% of these people. Who are you? You got like 9 people that I've known, I've seen while I was walking by here. The rest of them, I haven't even heard of you. And I'm not jealous. I could care less about being on a list. I've been on a bunch of lists. I don't really give a fuck about being on a list. I look at this list, I'm like, who are you? Who are these people? What have you done in crypto? Like, tell me. I was like, I'll make my own list, man. I won't even put myself on the list, but I'll make my own list, and I guarantee you it'll be a hell of a lot better. The cabal decided to make a list and then bringing new people onto that list. What is happening? I get like a lot of us do not talk to each other, but we have been here for a very long time. At some point, we got to just come together for this reason alone and say, what is happening here? The broccoli heads are calling the shots. They're writing the rule book now. What? The cabal that went ahead and milked money out of this fucking place. These people are writing who is going to be a part of what and who to follow. Are you kidding me? And they had the funny part is these people had the upper hand and they still didn't make money. Y'all still didn't make money and you had the inside fucking information. That is absolutely hilarious to fucking watch. It is hilarious to fucking watch this. And trust me, this is not envy talking, okay? This is not ego. I'm envious of nobody, no jealousy, no nothing. But I read this list. I'm like, I know 7 people here on this entire list. This is a friends and family list. And now you have a bunch of people that follow 7 people that look at that list and say, oh, these people, I should follow them. They must be knowledgeable about something. All that list is to me is a bunch of people in the same fucking group chat that decided to make it public and make it official. That's really it. I miss the I got to tell you, I miss the OG era, man. None of this broccoli head shit would be going on. None of it. None of this bullshit would be going on. None of it. These are the people that are out here telling you not like, yo, I sold and I went back into fiat. I'm touching on this because it's the truth. Like, why are you here? I can understand selling a little bit because you got to pay the bills. That I understand. Like, you got to pay the bills. You sell a little bit to pay bills and da-da-da. But like, man, make a gain to where like you're good for the next 3 years where you don't have to touch your crypto and you allow it to grow and mature. And then there will come a point in time where you can pay your mortgage with crypto. You can pay your bill for your car with crypto, your insurance with crypto. Like, that time will come. The cabal is wild, man. I got to tell you. And they're doing it in 4K. And not a single person is saying anything. But now I am. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll go against. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna hurt me? I'm gonna do nothing. I will go against the cabal. Fucking cabal, broccoli head motherfuckers. They'll fight me in Fortnite or some shit. Come on. Welcome to the Breakdown episode 714, sponsored by Midnight. Midnight is the title sponsor. Midnight City. I am telling you right now, you guys are sleeping on Midnight City. You are. A lot of people are going to get into Midnight City. And for Midnight, it is absolutely going to benefit them 100x. 100x. I don't even think they understand how much of a benefit Midnight City is going to be. Because there are people here that are straight up gamers. They're straight up into Sim City and shit like that. These are the type of people that love this type of shit. Love it. I'm telling you, it's a sleeper. It's a big time sleeper. Shout out to Cake Wallet. If you get Monero, if you get Litecoin, if you get Bitcoin, that's the wallet that you want to go ahead and rock with. You know what I like too? Shout out to Seth. I see Seth all over the place now. Obviously, Seth is a part of the Cake Wallet team. I see Seth giving interviews with everybody. I love to see that. I love to see projects that have management teams that will go out there and speak to the people. Love it. And speak to anybody and get on anybody's podcast and talk about the product. That's how you build. That's how you build. It doesn't matter if the if the podcast has only 7 people viewing it or 1 million. You go on to everybody's podcast and you get yourself out there and you hope that organically it gets clipped up, and then you have your team in-house clipping the shit up, and it goes out there on X, social media platforms, and people see you. And this is work. It takes time, but finally, at some point, people will notice. Shout out to Quad Network. Quad Network is, I think it's absolutely beneficial for Bitcoin. 100%. What they're doing there absolutely helps Bitcoin. 100%. It's 1:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is Friday. It was sunny. I don't know if it's still sunny outside, but if it is, I might go for a ride. What am I talking about? I am going for a ride. I got to go ahead and get my hair cut because obviously Memorial Day is coming up. Memorial Day is coming up. That should be fun. Hamburgers and hot dogs. All the fat people get to eat. That's right. All the fat people are going to be stuffing their face and nobody can say anything to them, okay? And the fat kid inside of you, you're also going to be stuffing your face. It's a day nobody can shame you or ask you why you're eating this shit. That's right. Today you can sit back and relax. Sit back and relax and acknowledge our veterans and those who serve this country. To protect this country, protect us. Today you observe that and you recognize that and you acknowledge the brave men and women that serve this country. But really, what is there to say about crypto? Like, I think I touched on everything crypto. It's repetitive, but I just keep it simple for you guys. Like, it's choppy and it's opportunity. That's it. We're in a choppy zone right now. I think within the next few months, we're going to get out of it. It's going to start moving upwards. And I think a lot of you guys are going to be extremely fucking happy. You're going to be absolutely happy if you get into the right positions now. And what I would be doing is I would be looking at all the assets that I own. And I'd be like, who's been performing well and who hasn't? And I would, if you have a lot of assets, I would probably concentrate to downsizing and allocating more money into positions that you actually believe in versus than just having something that has shown that it does not perform and praying or holding it based on hope. If you have things in your wallet that you're holding that is based on hope and prayers, you're going to lose. You're not going to win. I'm gonna say this again. If you're looking into your wallet right now and you're hoping things and you're praying every day that it goes back up, I am telling you right now, you are absolutely in the wrong fucking project, or you're in the wrong token, or you're in the wrong coin, or you're in the wrong crypto. If you know, when you go into something and you've done your research, you don't need to go ahead and pray to God that this thing works out. I'm not saying that everything's gonna work. That's not what I'm saying either. Not everything's gonna work out. But at the end of the day, there are things out there that have a higher probability of sending to Valhalla than some of the shit that you hold right now. That's what I'm getting at. And you should take this time, instead of running around listening to drama, because I know a lot of you guys do. You love drama instead of actually making bread for your mama. Man, I'm good with words. Give it another one. Instead of making bread, you guys are like fucking so interested in other people's bullshit. Who gives a fuck about, respectfully, who gives a fuck about anybody else? Bro, it's time for you to go get it. It's time for you to go get it, man. People ask me, why am I so positive? You know why? Because I got to wake up today. That's why I'm positive. I get another opportunity. That's why I'm fucking positive. Look, what are you doing with your lives, man? Like, really, what are you doing with your lives, man? You have been afforded the opportunity to be in this space in its infancy. Like, it really is. It's still a baby right now. You're first to market. You can build things. I'm like surprised. A lot of you guys aren't building anything. There's a few people building things. You have AI. You have all these tools to do things. And you don't even pick up your ass to do anything. You're too busy like eating potato chips, being fat, and watching TV reruns of Jerry Springer. Like, it's weird. Like, why don't you do something with your life? Step outside the box, man. Chase your dreams, man. Try it out. If it doesn't work, there's always a job available, man. There's always a job available. There's plenty of jobs you can. What do you think? IHOP ain't gonna be hiring again? If you're working at IHOP right now, man, and you're flipping pancakes, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're working the graveyard shift, and you're taking people's orders, and you're like, I love to see you smile at McDonald's, man, there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if you're in crypto, this is what I don't get. If you're in AI, if you have access to AI, if you're in crypto, how are you not building? How are you not doing something epic? How are you not? I am pretty sure that you guys have dreams or have had dreams. Even the laziest motherfuckers have had dreams. Maybe you had like this thought of, hey man, I really think there's a product I can build out. I wish I had the money for it. I wish I didn't cost like $300,000 or $400,000 to build this kind of application out. But like, I have this thing in mind that could help. Why don't you do it? It ain't gonna cost you $400,000 now. You can literally build apps in a day now. It's weird. It really is. You know, so many people have potential for greatness, but they just never see it through. You know, times get hard and motherfuckers stop. You think being an entrepreneur is easy? It's not easy. It is not easy. A lot of people look at me and they're like, yo, you succeeded. Not yet. I didn't hit what I wanted to hit yet. My goals are big. I haven't even touched it yet. There are times where you sit back, you're like, yo, I just want to fucking, I had enough. But like the competitor in me personally, I'm just talking about myself. Like, I can't stop. I can't stop. I want to hit those goals, man. What's the point of living life? What's the point of living life if you don't ever fucking try or attempt? It's so I don't get people. I don't get a lot of I don't get a lot of people. Not to like seize the opportunity that you have, especially crypto, man. Especially crypto. Like Bitcoin being at 77,000, I guess. That's what is it at? Let me look. Let me look at my own 76,716. That's cheap. That's free. That's free. That is free. You got Ethereum that's going to do numbers because institutions are going to buy into it and build on them. You can get that too. Solana's cheap right now. Solana's going to run up to $1,000 fucking coin. I know that in my heart. They know they know who their audience is, and now they're getting a new audience as well. So they're getting retail and they're getting institutional. Boom. And as long as they continue on that path and they don't come out on social media and they say crazy things, I'm not talking about the founders. I'm talking about the president of Solana doesn't come out and say like, hey, like memes don't make us or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. As long as you keep moving in that direction, you'll win. Ethereum was doing well, right? Before Vitalik started writing pieces about how memes are horrible, again, just like constantly every month. It's wild, man. The opportunity of a lifetime is here, of a lifetime. This is, a lot of you guys talk about the .com era. This is like fucking 100 times that. You can't even come. This is generational. This is the .com era wasn't generational. This is generational. The .com era, that was a time where you can make a lot of money, but a lot of people didn't have access to a lot of shit to do. Like this right here is the generational transfer of fucking wealth. There's life-changing gains and then there's generational wealth. You can make either or. Both aren't bad. You can make life-changing wealth where you don't have to work anymore and you can be comfortable and you're good and you can take that money and make money and turn it into generational wealth. Or some people luck out and they make generational wealth. I'm just saying. It's sad to see a lot of you guys not taking that opportunity to win. Look at these broccoli head motherfuckers. Look at these broccoli head motherfuckers that came into our space. They're taking every single, they are taking advantage of every single opportunity in this space. And all you guys are doing is bitching about it, but you're doing nothing to compete with them. So you got 14, 15, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, they're running circles around you with a broccoli haircut. Okay? The broccoli kids are running, they look like the Cabbage Patch Kids, right? They look like, remember that? I'm showing my age, bro, but like the Cabbage Patch Kids, that's what they are. That is exactly what they are. Who even wears that hairstyle, man? Like that is the stupidest. That I got to tell you, when they look in the history books, in terms of hairstyles, that must be the dumbest hairstyle of all time. Like that is the 100%. It is the dumbest hairstyle of all time. Like if you walk outside looking like an alpaca, you look retarded. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. You don't look cool when you're flexing, when your eyebrows going up, like a lot of, you get it. When you're looking in the mirror, when you're going like that, no, bro, no, you look stupid. You absolutely look dumb with that haircut. Like that haircut's stupid. I love it when they like, and they go get a fade apparently, but all it is like they're cutting their sideburns, bro. Like, what are we doing in this generation? That haircut represents this generation. That haircut is the epitome of this current generation. Yeah, I swear to God. I got scared one night because I thought I was driving one time. I thought somebody let a bunch of alpacas loose, but it was just a bunch of kids riding bikes. with a fucked up haircut, man. Alpacas, man. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Alpacas.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh, wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Welcome back to the show. Breaking news. Tulsi Gabbard. She resigned today. That just came out. I hope I said her last name right. Resigned due to, I'm reading this right now, resigned to her husband having bone cancer. So that's sad. That's sad. And she said that, she couldn't, in good faith, work in her current position and leave him, to deal with that kind of stuff. So, man, Tulsi, man. Sending prayers out to her family. And I hope that, obviously, he gets through that. I like Tulsi a lot. I really do. I like Tulsi. That definitely that's a huge blow for the administration. But at the end of the day, I'm sure they'll find somebody. I don't know who. I'm sure there's going to be an acting, but I'm sure they'll find the right person to take that position on. But Tulsi was good. Hopefully, she remains a part of the administration in some sort of capacity. I think it's only a benefit to have her a part of any administration. But that's I gotta say, that's very commendable. I know she loves this country a lot. She definitely loves this country a lot. I mean, she's obviously served for this, she served and 100% loves this country. That must have been, that's a tough decision, but it's not really a tough decision. So I definitely I definitely send my prayers out to her and definitely her husband, man, and her family. Hope they get that, get through it. Welcome back to the breakdown, episode 714. That fucking sucks. That I'm talking about. I ain't talking even about her leaving the administration. I'm just saying in general that absolutely sucks. Um, but welcome back to the breakdown, episode 714. Landy's in the back. I think we're gonna have like just 10 minutes here because uh maybe Rob. Well, maybe we just bring on Landy and we'll talk to Landy here to finish up the show. But like, maybe Rob overslept. Maybe it's nap time for him. Maybe he's pulling a Biden. Maybe it is. Maybe he's just pulling a Biden. I think it's that. Or maybe it's because he doesn't want to go toe to toe with me after, after I came onto the show Wednesday and totally handed him his ass. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe that's yeah. You know what it is? Well, Rob, he always gets into this weird stuff about my microphone. Like I don't even know. Like we're debating an issue about Iran, and all of a sudden we're talking about my microphone and how close it is to my mouth. Like I don't even get that. I don't get it. I don't get it. But hello, Landy. We got. I thought I thought we had more time than this. I was looking at 145, but I guess Rob is I don't know what. Maybe Rob's drinking his Ensure and putting on his Depends diapers, or maybe he's in his third dream. Maybe he's pulling a Biden. Landy, what's going on? Good morning, or good after. I don't know what it is. Good morning, still, I guess. To you.
Yeah, it's still morning out here. It's good to see you, David. I hope
Good to see
I
you.
hope everything is okay with Rob. I know that he was looking forward to today, so hopefully he'll be able to make it. Or maybe I'll head into one of his shows next week. We'll see. We'll see how
Yeah, I
things
think
go.
it would be great to see you guys on Wednesday go at it about what's happening in the world today. Because
I
I'm
think
tired of winning.
well,
Tired of winning.
I think it's pretty clear where my stance is on obviously the conflict between
Oh
the
shit!
United States and
I spoke too soon.
and Iran. I think what's more interesting is what is starting to shape up on the um, on the polling front and the Supreme Court front here at home, and I think some of the upcoming elections I think is actually starting to get really interesting, especially when you start looking at California and LA specifically with Spencer Pratt. But I did want to say in regards to Tulsi Gabbard, that's terrible. Prayers
Yep.
out to her family, her husband. That is devastating news. Obviously, she's doing the right thing. She's a good wife. Uh, and hopefully that she, like you had mentioned, she can remain part of the administration in some capacity moving forward, even if it's in an advisory role. I think she's very knowledgeable. She has
I
a
just want I want people to watch this today, okay? Regardless of your party affiliation, I want you to watch social media very carefully today. Because I know 100% there are going to be people out there that are going to say that she resigned because she just doesn't see eye to eye with Trump.
of course.
That will happen. Instead of sending her well wishes to her and her husband and the family, you will have the Democrats. I will say that the Democrats will be out there, the insane Democrats. Okay, there are normal Democrats. Fetterman's not going to be out there saying, "CC, I told." No. I'm talking about the woke left is going to be out there. Even the woke right, the left and the
Yeah.
right, woke left and right will be out there saying she left because she
Well,
agrees that the war and I promise you,
of course,
Tulsi
yeah.
would have said it. Tulsi
That's
is she is one person that does not hold back.
yeah.
So
Well, in addition, you know what already happened earlier today before any of this announcement? You already had Rand Paul astroturfing media with the CIA um, you know, issue and CIA targeting her office and like all this kind of stuff. So, it's already and it, it's um it's kind of disgusting
it
when
is.
someone has a legitimate issue that's coming up, that they are preempting that with astroturfing media and social media with things that are unverified, whether true or not. You're specifically getting a narrative rolling, even if it's true, prior to this type of an announcement where she's going to be stepping away. I don't know when she's
That's
actually,
politics.
but
Politics are dirty, and
yeah,
people are
it's
dirty, and
it
it's
shows
very
you,
weird.
it reveals who some of these assholes are
Yeah.
at their core.
All right, so we got 15 minutes here, guys. Thank you, Joe Nelson. Thank you for joining us here today. Appreciate it. I don't know if you hear
Tell
me.
me it doesn't say Joe Nelson.
No, Joe.
See what it
I
says?
appreciate you. No, I didn't put Joe Nelson on, but I should have. Thank you for joining us, though, Joe. Sleepy Joe came to visit us. I mean, it's great.
wow! I was a little slow on getting the pun. The Joe,
Yeah,
Sleepy
yeah.
Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you had to take your afternoon nap. I get it. And listen, it is what it is.
One of these days, Landy, I'm going to see if David can come up with a better thing than just to accuse me of being a Democrat, since I'm about as far from a Democrat as he
I
gets.
didn't accuse you. If you are, listen, don't project. Okay, do me a favor. Don't project.
You literally said I vote for Kamala Harris, so I mean that would.
Yeah, but you're stuck on that now. Like you are stuck on it. But listen, let's not fight here. I know you're hyped off of drinking your Ensure, and you got your diapers on, and you're ready. I get it. Okay, you're ready to go. Look, see, he's drinking the rest of his Ensure here. So let's go right to it.
Red Solo. I think there's other things in here other than Ensure.
Well,
it's actually just water.
I'm sure about that.
Well, first, let me pick up on where Landy left off. I think we live in such a cynical culture. I mean, I'm sure David's right that people are going to go all over social media and try to, poke holes in why she's leaving. And truthfully, I don't think she has that many, from what I can tell. I don't think she probably has that many really. She probably has some disagreements with Trump, but I don't think she has that many. But that people would actually not understand why you might choose to do this, to sort of be by the side of think about your life. This is the person you love the most. You're married to. You're like, he may or may not survive. Like, why wouldn't you go? I will step away from an incredibly demanding schedule in public life to spend this time with this person. Like that's such the right thing for someone to do, and such an understandable thing. And the fact that you're right, people will be like, oh, that was an excuse. That's just shows you that the times we live in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which again is why you can call me a Democrat. That it's just the times we live in. It's just it's just dysfunctional.
We do live in a fucked up time. That's what everybody. The reason why we live in a fucked up time because we have people that can hide behind behind social media, and they can fucking get away with it. That's it. You wouldn't have this happening 2 or 3 decades ago. Like it's just not happening. People you gotta have to say it with your chest out. 2 decades ago. All right, let's get right to this. The United States of America and Iran apparently working on a final draft. I know that Rob isn't happy about this. So let's start off with Rob. What do you think about that? And we'll go to Landy. Guys, you have 2 minutes each on this topic because we literally got 15 minutes.
So I'm not a fan. And I'm trying. I've thought a lot about this. And last night, Landy, I tried to think how I could reframe this because we have fun going back and forth, and David and I go back and forth. But in all seriousness, I do not think Donald Trump got outsmarted. I don't think anything that's happened completely caught anyone by surprise. I do think they made a strategic calculation and were slightly off. I do think they thought that if they had Israel went in and took out all their core top leadership, and the U.S. went in and took out almost all of their military capabilities or significantly degraded them, and then threatened to come in one final time and crush their actual physical infrastructure, they did think that the Iranian, whatever was left of their leadership, would come to the table and either make a fast deal or an unconditional surrender. I could be wrong about that. I think they thought that's what would happen. When they didn't do that, I think they were in a pause moment of going, let's give this some time, because I think they made a calculation. If we now go in and wipe out the rest of their infrastructure, they may not actually change their behavior at all, because they seem to don't care how much damage we do for them to come to the table. So we need to try to get the best deal we can. The problem I have is I don't think there's any deal they will make that could be acceptable to us. And if the president comes back and says, we're so close to making a deal, I'm like, what deal? You yourself have said you can't trust these guys. They've lied about every deal they've made for 50 years. I don't see what deal they could offer other than we're gone. Like, we'll promise to not make nuclear weapons when we're like possibly a month away from enriching the uranium. Far enough? Don't even mention the plutonium. I just don't see what deal he could come back with. And what would we give them? Lift sanctions, give them money? That'd be a disaster. That's my concern. I don't think anybody got outsmarted. I think we just thought eventually they would have like caved already.
Landy?
Well, first off, that finalization of a deal was coming from a Pakistani anonymous source to one of their major news outlets, and was very quickly proven to not be correct. Negotiations are ongoing. We don't know what those negotiations are. We do know what the President Trump has continued, and the administration has continued to indicate, that their primary objective is, including his talk to the press corps yesterday, is that they do not have any nuclear material, and and he even indicated that they want the nuclear material primarily to destroy it, maybe run forensics on it. That's a conspiracy theory, I guess, that's floating around out there. So no one really knows what's happening right now. And while we are seeing that there is some military movement that is indicative of two very polar opposite indications. One indication showing that there is strike capability building, well, another portion of that could be taken as there's a bit of a drawdown as well at the same time, or a reallocation of assets in the region. So I don't necessarily. Here's where I don't agree. And I think this is maybe will make my position a little bit clearer on this. I think that the Trump administration as a whole is willing to wait out the Iranian regime for as long as it takes. And here's why. Because it achieves many direct objectives in tandem with each other. It puts pressure on Europe, and it puts pressure on Asia, and not just China. We're talking about our allies and what many would consider our enemies, which, I mean, after the Trump trip to meet with Xi, we want to be frenemies essentially. But I think that it achieves many goals at the same time. And the longer that we can blockade or continue to degrade their economy, it affects the entire world in such a way that it allows the administration latitude in negotiations with other nations. And we've already seen a little bit of this occur during, the ceasefire, and even during the period in which we were still actively engaged in kinetic strikes. So I disagree that they thought that they would capitulate quickly. I think that it's very well known by many of the top level officials that Trump has put into place that they would not capitulate easily or efficiently. And now we await what is going on with, potentially, we're hearing rumors about the Artesh, which is the Iranian military, getting into skirmishes with the IRGC. There's no verification of that, but we've been hearing about it, but now more solid sources are starting to come forward with that information. So we'll see kind of what happens. And I think it would benefit them to wait. to
You
wait
have
them
any
out.
reply? You have any reply here, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, again, I didn't say that they didn't think it would take a minute. I'm going to stick by. I think they thought they would have. I will say this, and it drives David crazy whenever I say they're not playing 4D chess. He's shaking his head. At least he's not grabbing the mic.
You play checkers.
not-
That's why you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't think they saw all of this playing out the way it is in a good way. That's all I would say, Landy. I don't think they thought Iran would chokehold the Strait of Hormuz. I think they thought they might, and that they'd come in and decimate their ability to do it. I don't think they really thought they would bottleneck it up this long. And even their threats, even Admiral Cooper said the other day, like, their threats alone are disrupting shipping. So they clearly, I don't know how much they expected them to dig in. I think they thought the degraded regime might collapse a little faster. But that said, Landy, I would agree with you. Waiting has been their strategy of like, we can outwait them. My concern is, how long can we outwait them? We have midterm elections coming up. And at a certain point, it's very likely the Republicans don't control Congress. And as I've said, I really believe if the Democrats control both houses of Congress, they impeach Trump. They'll also just restrict his ability to do anything militarily. Maybe that's what they want. Maybe they want to wait till they can't do anything militarily so they can say, sorry, nothing we can do. But that would be a loss, because Iran, a degraded Iranian regime, which still is the same regime in my mind, Landy, is almost worse than what was there before. They have nothing to lose. And I think they'll pay any price, which is why I don't think bombing their infrastructure will actually change what they do. And if they get a nuclear weapon, I will promise you within 12 months, they won't launch it. They won't launch it at Tel Aviv. They could give a fuck what happens. If they take out Israel, they'll all be happy, like we're going to heaven.
Do you so I'll ask this to you guys. Do we need to end this war now at this point? Like, do we need to get the fuck out of Iran at this point? Or does Trump need to do it? Because the economy is a bit, I'm gonna keep it real. The economy is a bit shaky. Is it time that we go ahead and, get a deal done, send in the B-52s, whatever it is, end this shit and get back to, making America great again? Because
yes,
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with Rob a little bit here.
Yes.
If this continues, I don't know if they're, I get a few of our boys here, won seats and shit, or got, Republicans got, prime.
You,
But I'm just saying.
you? Are you kidding me? He swept the board.
He did 37 or whatever. Wow, it's pretty impressive.
All I'm saying here is, midterms come, people are going to look into the refrigerators. They're going to remember going to the supermarket, not being able to buy, enough food for the week, and they'll go vote for a Democrat. Is it time that Trump?
That is
Landy, they will. Landy,
listen,
here's the one thing. Landy, they will.
I'm gonna disagree. Hold on. As a Republican, let me just chime in real quick, and then you guys can go at it. This is my biggest problem with Trump, and I love Trump. This is the 5% when I mentioned that I don't like, is when you say the economy's great, but then you have people that are starving. And it's not because they want to starve. It's not because they want to work 3 jobs. It's that's the current situation. That's the current climate. We have to acknowledge it. Them going to work now, think about the people that do Uber Eats. Them going to, people doing Uber Eats having to pay $5-6 to go ahead and fill up their cars. It takes a toll, especially with, I don't know if you guys have looked at the fees into Uber Eats, but Uber Eats takes a lot of percent from these people when they go ahead and deliver. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying, midterms come.
Can I say something?
Do we, maybe we need to wrap this up in the next month, because I don't know if it looks good for the Republican Party. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Rob.
I'm trying to agree with you. I'm trying to agree with you here, David. Give me a chance to agree.
This is disgusting. Right? I mean, you are even in an agreement right now.
Wow, what a hater, dude. Take some chill pills on the hate.
Okay,
Landy, and I heard you saying no. This is one of the things that I think is a potential Achilles heel for Trump. He doesn't ever like to admit anything's not perfect. And I get it. And I get why you're not going to I get why you don't get off the plane in China. You go into China and why you don't tell everybody, yeah, I'm worried about prices. Like, literally, who do you think that message was for? I'm not paying attention to the price. It was for the Chinese. It was for the Iranians. I mean, I get it. Like, he's smart. I hate when David suggests I don't think he's smart. I think he's
No,
he's a
I think
genius
I'm
dealer.
right when I say that, because it seems like you don't.
I
you
do-
know,
I-
I think Trump has a plan, and you don't think he has.
Just because I think somebody makes a mistake doesn't mean I think they're not smart.
Yeah,
I
but
think he's making
you
mistakes
bash
here.
him.
Hold
Like,
on.
even if a person makes a mistake, you're like on his
know what?
ass for
You know what,
forever.
David? You know what? You know what? He can take it. He can take the fucking heat. Here's my point, Andy. I think prices are high. People are feeling it at the gas station. They are feeling it in the grocery store. You only got to go out on the street and literally walk into anywhere. Walk anywhere. Walk to anybody who's not living in like a very like upper middle class lifestyle and ask them how they feel. You will universally hear, yeah, it's a little tougher. Yeah, things are more expensive. It's hurting. Yeah, it's bothersome. That to me, to my fear is that when we get to the midterms, that will affect people's votes. It doesn't mean a Republican will go vote for a Democrat, but I do think it may make some Republican voters less likely to come out, less excited, and Democrats are going to be coming out in hordes. And I'm worried a lot of independents will move. And the last caveat on this is I see how Trump primaried all these people, and it's impressive. I'm not sure in general elections where it's a securely Republican seat, no question that his person wins. I'm not sure how that plays out in places where the vote's a little more but in between, if that will actually work in favor of the Democrats. That's my one concern there. That some of those
Before Landy
people he
goes-
primary won in a more contested race.
I forgot what I wanted to say, but Landy, go. I had something good to say, but I
All
forgot.
right. So
Oh,
You
you guys getting tired, Joe?
you
No,
might
no.
remember-
It's that, like you guys ramble for 20 minutes. I had like 9 points. I forgot about them.
real quick, David.
Oh, yeah, that's the worst thing Landy could say is real quick.
So you might remember, and I'm going to take a victory lap on this. And this was a very nonpartisan take on my part. I said, look at the crosstabs, especially coming into all of these primaries. Everybody was telling the social media and the news was pushing this narrative that Trump was going to get slaughtered within the Republican Party. And I said, they are not looking at the crosstabs, and they're purposefully not doing so that they can control the narrative and depress the vote. And what did we see? An absolute blowout. And what are we starting to see in the crosstabs coming into the midterms? Trump is in a very safe position when you consider the Supreme Court rulings, the redistricting, and what is occurring in very, very, very blue Democrat states. Now, you don't necessarily have to look at the statewide, but look in particular places like Los Angeles, where you have a Spencer Pratt, who's an outsider that might have a chance to at least make noise. I don't know about the reality of his ability to actually get elected there. Because it just the way that the system there is set up, but
Yep,
the fear,
agree.
the fear, even in the state of California, where the Democrats have enjoyed a very, well-oiled system that was set up in a way in which they were able to dominate this state here at the state level for especially state seats, and then also at the governor's level. In the governor's mansion. So when you start looking at the fear being expressed by, we have tools, if the top two primary winners are Republicans and that kind of stuff, and they want to change the rules again because it no longer suits their stuff. What this tells you is that the undercurrent is shifting massively. And I think that it would be a challenge for Trump to hold the House and Senate, but I don't think it's unrealistic. If you look at the actual polling data coming out now post primaries and coming into even some more that are coming up here, that the Republicans are getting significant movement in a positive direction, while the Democrats are moving in a not so positive direction, which I think actually takes the wind out of the sails of this narrative of, oh, disaffected Republicans are going to stay at home because they're looking in the refrigerator and prices are high. No, because everybody that is a Republican or a conservative remembers just a few short years ago when price per barrel of oil spiked $130 and we had sustained higher prices and inflation for a prolonged period of time. And they remember that very clearly. And this, in comparison to that, is a blip on the radar.
But
Here's the
Landy,
other thing.
you can't say it like that. I'll
Yes,
tell
I
you why.
can.
But
I have the
there
numbers
are
right here
people.
in front of me.
Okay, numbers are great.
The
Numbers
numbers are the
great.
reality of what's going on
Hold
in
on,
the
but
economy.
hold on.
I have one point I want to make.
The left is
in
going to
addition.
vote for the left. The right's going to vote for the right. You guys are forgetting about the undecideds.
The
That sit in the
undecideds
middle.
Well,
are
that's
the
what I'm
ones
thinking.
that
Hold on,
remember.
hold on. The undecideds will decide the midterms. And I really do believe the undecideds are the ones that, from both parties, they're looking at this and like, they're the ones that are hurting. And like when Trump comes out there, Trump's my boy. You guys, Rob abuses me for this, man. Like, Trump is my boy.
Explain
Hold
why the
on, but
crosstabs are
you
showing an
can't.
increase in
Okay.
Republican registration then.
I am going to. That's
Again.
great and that's wonderful. I want the Republicans to win. I am just speaking facts here and say, listen, a Republican can register, but they can vote for a Democrat. That doesn't mean
Sure.
anything. All I'm saying is, when you don't acknowledge that there are people suffering right now, even if the economy is better than the one we had with Joe Biden, obviously that was trash, what we had for 4 years. But like, even though the economy is better and we're moving in the right direction, when you come out and you say that everything's okay, we're doing great, not everybody is doing great. Not everybody's 401k is up because they don't even have a 401k. Not everybody is prospering right now. That's all I'm saying. And those are the people that voted for this governor in Virginia. These are the same people that voted for the governor in Virginia because of these things, because of the government shutdown, which had nothing to do with the Republican Party. All I'm saying is that people will vote
And now
based on
look
their
what's
current
happening.
situations.
Oh,
That's why,
hold on,
like, I
Landy.
can't.
Let me
Landy,
me
you
say
can land
something
your
here.
you can land your plane and then
Landy,
Rob,
hold
you can
on.
respond.
Landy, hold on. Let me say something because I know you're going to talk twice as long as me. I get your crosstabs. I'm not saying you're 100% wrong. You're absolutely right that the media ran the narrative on the primaries because they do that. They run a narrative hoping that they've done it with Trump for years. Run a narrative they hope will somehow affect people's decisions, and they're always wrong. I agree. I don't think they run the narratives because they think they're right. They run them thinking that they'll somehow influence the outcome with their narratives. They've done it for the entire time, Trump's first term, in between, and now this term. And they are usually they're not wrong. They know they're wrong. They just want to convince you something is true that isn't. I think this midterm is slightly different. I think David's hitting on something. Midterms are an odd duck, and you know that, Landy. There's a reason they almost always go against the incumbent president. It's a balancing thing. I think this war is tiring people. And I don't know that most people buy the notion that Trump says. I think if Iran has a nuclear weapon, they will utilize it and it will disrupt the world in a way we've never seen. They will launch that thing at Tel Aviv in a heartbeat, and they will become a reign of terror unless somebody nukes them. And what's that going to look like? You start nuking everybody left, right, and center?
I'm going to
Trump's
take the
not
wind out
wrong.
of the sails of this right now because I'm going to give you real hard economic data and facts. Here's why.
I think people are tired of the war. I don't think they care if
Okay.
Iran has a nuclear
But
weapon.
your whole point is predicated on, I think that they need to finish it up now, wrap everything up now, because somehow that's going to have an effect coming into the midterms. It won't. You know why? Because there is a lag time between the price of oil in the markets, and it takes a long time before, even if we were to see sustainably lower prices in oil, let's say back down around the upper $60 to $70 per barrel, it would take a sustained 4 to 6 weeks to even see it in the volatility metrics for the economy. And then for it to actually work its way through and people to start feeling relief, we will be after the midterms. We would be post midterms by the time
Randy,
anyone
people
would
are,
feel
people
it.
are feeling this. People are feeling like we
No,
have
no,
to
no.
acknowledge that
Do
there
you?
are
I want
people
you
on
to
both sides.
understand what I'm saying. Hold on.
I
I want you
understand
to
what you're saying.
internalize this. They could literally get price per barrel of oil and end this right now today, and you would not feel the economic impact until after the election. It would make no
Well, then,
difference if they
Yeah,
if they ended it
uh,
today or not.
okay. I understand
Yeah, but your
the
whole point
macro
is
and the numbers that
predicated
you're
on the
pointing out here.
reality, not
The
psychology.
reality is people watch mainstream media and they watch. What do you think? We have people that tune into these shows, and you have podcasts, and people tune into podcasts, and that's great. But most Americans are not flipping on a podcast. They're flipping on mainstream media, and they're watching what is being said, whether they're watching CNBC, MSNBC, whatever the fucking new name is. I don't know, CNN. These are the channels they're watching. They're getting their news from whatever narrative is being pushed. They're going with that. Numbers are great, but at the end of the day, when people
Okay.
tune into mainstream media
It's not
channels,
just
and they
numbers.
go
Your
look
whole
in their
argument
fridge
on
and they
this
have
is
no food, they're
predicated on
voting. Okay,
your whole
you know
argument
what?
is predicated on them
They are
seeing
voting
the
with.
higher prices and experiencing the higher
I mean,
prices, right?
there are people like me that I don't give a fuck about paying $6 in gas. I'll tell you that right now, guys. I don't give a fuck
You
about
can't
paying.
walk this back. The two of you
No,
just
I'm
said
not
to
walking
me,
up anything. You're not listening. I'm
yes,
not. I
I
don't
am.
care about paying $6 to $7 in gas. Okay, I don't care
yeah,
about
right.
that. I am willing to stay here in terms of taking out Iran's regime and making sure they don't have a nuclear weapon. A lot of people,
Okay.
though, are not like me. They can't pay $6 or $7 in gas. Okay, they're hardly getting by. So I can say whatever I want, but
You just had a
there are
clear
people that are
example in
not in
all
that
these
position.
primaries
And more.
All right,
Okay.
all right,
of what
hold on,
people are
hold on.
feeling.
Let me step in the middle here. Landy, I think, and David, I think what Landy is saying is,
I know what he's saying.
um,
I know what he's saying.
no,
You're not listening
hold
to what
on.
I'm saying.
Okay, I'm listening to what you're both saying. My takeaway then is the Republicans might be already screwed in the mid. I'm not convinced, Landy. You're right. The prices won't come down. David's right. Perception matters. If this war is over, the perception is Trump is focused on things here. I am worried that this drags on and drags on and drags on. It doesn't help create confidence in the more apathetic or disillusioned people who are feeling the pain at the gas pump. I think you're right,
just
Landy.
quickly,
That
before I don't want
won't
to lose my
change
thought on this,
overnight.
real quick,
In which
Rob.
case, it might be too late then,
Hold on.
because that
And
pain
what
is
people
real.
are seeing right now, and listen, I'm going to say this again. I'm a hardcore MAGA guy, no doubt about it. But I can go ahead. If I can't criticize my own party, then like this is fuck
No,
all.
I'm
I'll
not
go
saying
be
you
an
can't
independent.
criticize them.
But
I'm
at the end of the
saying
day,
there's reality.
Well, why don't you
here's
apply that to me,
reality
my
from-
good friend?
here's perception. Not no, I'm saying in general. If I can't criticize my own party, then we're fucked. Okay, you can't just be a bunch of yes men and just say yes to everything. This is the
That's what I've been
5%
trying
where I
to tell you
disagree
for
with.
weeks.
When you look, perception is everything. Perception is everything. And when people see the tariffs, right? I love the tariffs. I think it's an excellent tool. Yet a lot of people don't see it that way. They see, because they've been told, higher prices. And what are they getting? They're getting higher prices. So their perception is the tariffs have done everything. Trump's wrong on the tariffs when I think he's probably right on the tariffs. I'm telling you, the midterms you will see, guys. You can. I don't give a shit what you guys say. Virginia, why did we lose Virginia? Why didn't
Virginia
people go say
scared
we
me.
never win those states? I get it. People will say the
Virginia,
blue
now,
states
but we
always take it
did.
on.
Republicans
But we
did
lost
win
it
in the last
because
gubernatorial.
we lost it because people are feeling shit in their pockets. And no matter what numbers you put out there, it doesn't matter. John right now is sitting at home watching this show, and I guarantee you he agrees with me. You know why? Because he's hardly getting by.
Okay.
While Trump's tooting the horn, while I toot the horn about not caring about paying $6 in gas, and I'm ready to stay in Iran and watch us beat the shit out of them for the next 6 to 7 months, they're not ready to do that, man.
It's
People
not just
are
about
not.
okay.
Okay, I'm telling
My
you.
point is not just about that. And first off, I like that you
And
brought
what's
up
gonna happen?
Virginia.
What's
I
gonna
like that
happen
you
with
brought
the
it up.
people? What's gonna happen with Landy with the people that got laid off from government jobs? That it's not Trump's fault. It's Biden who expanded the goddamn government, and you had to lay off all these people, what's going to happen when it comes midterms? You think they're going to be voting for Republicans
Well,
after
I
being
mean,
laid off?
this is I'm just going to round you right back to the crosstabs, and we'll see who's right at the end of the day, because I told you I was going to take, I told you in DMs I'm going to take a victory lap on the crosstabs take,
Okay.
because everyone
I
was
hope
telling me I
so.
was wrong.
I hope so.
Everybody,
I hope the
everybody.
Republicans
But
win.
let me make a very clear point here. You brought up Virginia, and that's a good thing to bring up, because you know what happened in Virginia is they voted in a Democrat, and they got all of the Democrat policies implemented right away, and it immediately backfired on them. And it serves as a good example for if you're going to not be willing to stick out the long game for the better future, and you're going to flip over to actually elect some of these people, you're going to pay the repercussions tenfold. And Virginia serves as a salient example of how wrong it can go in that particular type
Randy,
of thinking.
Trump has done so many things right.
No.
And yet Democrats won't. What I'm saying is Democrats won't acknowledge it. They go on mainstream media and they continue to bash him,
But
regardless if he does anything.
no one really pays attention to it outside of what people
Yes,
are
they
clipping up on
do.
social media.
People
No,
do
because
go.
their viewership is down like 20x.
Democrats are more likely to watch mainstream media than
Yeah,
Republicans
Democrats don't vote for Republicans.
That part I
Randy,
agree with.
if you think the midterms are a layup, like I'm telling you right now, like
I never said a
wasn't-
layup. No. Whoa. I am not arguing that the midterms are a layup at all. My whole point in bringing
We
this
would
up.
win. What my argument is, we would win in the midterms if we can end this shit right now. That's what I would,
No,
that's
we
what I'm
wouldn't.
saying.
I'm
we
telling you,
would.
that's my argument is
I
no,
agree.
we wouldn't. There's no chance, because
We'd have a
prices would
better
not come
chance of
down in
winning.
time for people to feel it, to actually get out there and be excited about
Well,
it.
hold on.
Everything's
Let
great.
me say something. Let me say something here, Landy.
Democrats
If
would not
you're
have
right,
a goddamn talking point if we got
Look,
this done with. Okay, like that's what
I
I'm
agree.
talking
I
about.
agree
It
with
would just be a
David.
different
They
talking
take
point.
the
They go back to
talking point
Epstein.
away.
Okay,
All right.
let them go to
You know what?
Epstein. That's fine. It's
Can
already.
I get a word between the
it's
two of you?
He's
Is there
already
room aside
signed off
in the
things.
middle of the mic and the monkey?
You
Is there
you
room
can.
between the mic and the monkey?
Okay, I'll give you the mic right after this, Rob. But you can talk about Epstein all you want. He signed off to release all the files. Go ahead and talk about it all you want. That's not. It's not up to him anymore. That's it. He signed off. It's been put. It's not on. That's it. He's done his job on that. And I can say this. I don't like the way he went about it either. Like, are we going to be in agreement, or are we going to disagree on that too? The way it was handled, because I think it was handled absolutely poorly, giving the Democrats the fucking ammunition to go ahead and push this shit out there, even more so.
I think that was a political L. Yes. Go ahead, Rob.
It was a horrible
I
thing.
guess.
When Trump
I
said,
guess
why are we talking about the Epstein file? No, that was stupid. That was absolutely, and that's 95% of the things I agree with Trump and I support the administration. The 5%, these kind of things are fumbles. Okay. People obviously do give a fuck. Unfortunately, it fell on his laps and they did it on purpose. The Democrats know what they're doing. They know exactly how they've weaponized the legal system, and they know how to weaponize information. They know how to do it really good, man. Go ahead, Rob.
Let me just say something. This is not about the Democrats versus the Republicans. They both know how to weaponize the system, and I know that
Democrats are
because
insane, though.
you know what? I was in the White House when Clinton was being impeached, and I remember his press secretary at the time literally saying to me, "We literally loaded a gun and put it in the Republicans' hands." The Republicans knew that Clinton didn't do anything that horrible. Oh, he slept with somebody. It wasn't about power struggle shit back then. It was, he literally made a mistake. And that's why Hillary was so pissed. He got caught doing something so stupid. And the Republicans weaponized it and impeached him and almost removed him from office out of that. Both sides know how to weaponize the power, the political power they have. My concern right now is Democrats are going to weaponize. Hold on.
Man.
Democrats are going to weaponize. I can be serious, David. I've seen the Republicans weaponize it. Both sides weaponize it. I happen to like the fact that I'm more of a Trump supporter.
It's been all Democrats weaponizing everything.
David, both sides have weaponized it whenever they could. My concern right now is, Landy, that I do think Democrats have tools right now that they can utilize. I think your crosstab thing worries me a little bit. Midterms have almost always defied. Look, I don't know that Republicans get swept. They don't have a lot of margin to lose. And my concern is if they lose control at all of both houses, I swear to God, Trump will get impeached. I don't think that'll be a good thing. I actually, even though David makes fun of me, I like more of what Trump does than less. And mostly I like that he's a train wrecker and barreling in on the institutions and trying to reorder everything from how we do trade, how we look at world alliances, to also how we grow an economy. Like, I'm a fan of that. Whatever comes next could be better. But I'm worried. I'm worried that this war is dragged on too long. I think they thought it would end sooner. And I think maybe it is too late.
I would argue, and my whole point here has been that the quote unquote damage from the higher prices in oil that has now worked its way through the entirety of the global supply chain is not going to go away in time for the midterms. Now, what I would say to a lot of what is being talked about here in terms of retaining and possible impeachment and like all this kind of stuff, one of the big things, and the reason why I pay attention to the crosstabs, whether it's a general or whether it's a midterm, is because the crosstabs have been the indicator for they have been the indicator 100% of the time, not 99, but 100% of the time, as long as you are utilizing the data in the right way. And that's not what the media does. That's not what social media does. It was very clear early on that whether it was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, that Trump was going to take it. And the crosstabs are showing that the entire time. When you start looking at crosstabs and registrations, it was showing it the entire time. When you add on what the Supreme Court ruling was regarding the race-based districting, when you add on the even admittedly higher, I would say lower attrition rate term to term from coming into midterms that Trump has, it tightens this up into a toss-up. That doesn't mean that Democrats can't take both the Senate and the House, because it could be one or the other. It could be both. It could be neither. My point is that in this particular conversation, the scope of discussing what is going on in the conflict in the Middle East, the higher prices have already worked their way through the system. There is no real incentive outside of, to your point, optics, because people aren't really going to feel it coming into, even if prices come down
But
severely.
optics might matter, I think, is David's point.
Okay, let me concede that. But my point to you is that prices aren't going to be down. They might be normalizing or getting close to normal shortly after the election if everything was ended today and we had 100% throughput through the strait and like everything was all great and everybody's happy. That's great for optics, but it's not going to affect anyone's pocket until much later on, because we are in a supply glut scenario where everyone's got to play catch up to demand. And so my point to you is that alone, only because when you guys brought up the fact that people are looking in their fridge and they're going to the pump and they're seeing and feeling it, they're going to see and feel it all the way through the election. So I will concede that the optics portion matters, if that's what you want to base it
on. Here's my argument. I think it's very simple. Like, let's throw away the fucking numbers. When we have people in the United States of America that sit and watch the president talk, and the president says that the economy is great and it's thriving, it's the greatest economy of all time. Look at the S&P, look at the stock Dow, like it's going through the roof, and then people are sitting there like, yo, like I'm not in it though. Like, I don't know who's getting wealthy, but it's not me. These are the people that are going to go out, Republican or Democrat or independent. They're going to go out and vote for the other side, because they're going to be like, you know what? Maybe this side, will bring some sort of change to me.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
No, but I'm not, because I grew up in Brooklyn. Okay, I grew up in New York City, in a very democratic area. Okay, and I know how Democrats operate. They will come in there and they will say, "We are the change right now."
I literally was I was working
Well,
on the campaign for Chuck Schumer when I
Okay.
was a kid. I was just a kid.
I'm just telling you, I grew up
yeah. Let,
You
let
in
were
me
Coney
friends.
let me
Island.
let me
I
just say
grew up
something here, and I
in
got a
in
question.
areas where people, some areas where I grew up, not very wealthy, okay? And they're struggling
Wait,
still right now till this very day. When you tell people that we are thriving and they're not, they're going to look for the option when it
uh,
comes midterms that will help them get out of their situation, even though we all know whoever
so
they vote for
so let me
ain't
let me
doing
jump
jack
in
shit
here
for
for a
them.
second. Let me make a comment here for a second. And again, David, I hate to agree with you, but I do. Landy, I do think optics matter. And I have a question at the end of this for both of you. But
Just quickly,
that
Rob,
is
before you
why.
go, all I want to say is this. If Trump, and this is what I always say, if Trump comes out there and says, guys, our economy's better, we're fixing it, it's going to be absolutely great long term. We understand there are still people that are still not on their feet. We're going to work on that. That's different. That gives people hope. They're like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to make sure I go out and vote for a Republican because I want to see this. I want to see this through. I want to be a part of this. When he comes out there and he uses language like, we're all winning right
Okay,
now, it doesn't acknowledge the people that are
uh,
suffering.
point taken.
That's the
Point taken.
5% that I disagree with.
Point,
That's all.
point taken. So my comment is, and my question comes on top of it. I do think optics matter, Landy. I do think Virginia. I actually think more importantly to me was Mondami winning in New York. That to me, I don't think you can look the other way on that. How a somewhat anti-Semitic mayor wins election in a highly democratic, biggest Jewish population outside of Israel wins is simply because he messaged, I can make he literally went to the heart of what David's talking about. He's like, it is crazy that most of you in this city can't afford to live in this city. Some of you can, but most of you can't, and those of you who can struggle, and that sucks. And I'm going to fix that. Anybody can look and go, your ideas are crazy. Like, but even Trump acknowledged this guy won because he kind of went out and was like, whatever. And Trump was like, I kind of want you to fix New York City. Think you're crazy about how you're going to do it, but I kind of do because New York's screwed right now. That scared me. Then when it happened in Seattle, a little less so, but New York said it all to me. So I do worry. And this is why my actual real thing started this conversation and why I get into it with David. I'm worried because David's right. And I think Trump knows that. I think they are worried about the optics at the midterms. And I don't think they think bombing Iran will get an outcome faster. I don't think it's just they don't think prices will fall. I don't think they can end this. I think they're like, we can bomb the crap out of them. They're still not going to come to the table, which is why I'm worried they're going to make a deal that's not a very good deal and say it's a good deal because they want this over. They want this done so that they can change the optics. That's what worries me. Okay.
Before Landy goes, and I agree with you, Rob, on there. I want to say, Landy, before you go, Rob, you make a good point. Mandani, right? He got elected because he said free. And I'm a New York City kid. Like, I grew up in New York City. I know how New York's. It really did surprise me, though. Like, so many people came out and voted for him, especially that I do feel like he does, and I agree with Rob. Like, he has some anti-Semitism, and you know what? I won't accuse him of it. He can go ahead and speak for himself. His actions can speak for themselves.
Yeah, some like a lot.
But at the end of the day, like, you had Jewish rabbis. Like, Jewish rabbis were telling their community, and Jews have a tight-knit community. They only participate within their own, man. They only shop within their own communities. They go out to their own communities and say, you got to vote for him. It's a wrap. You have college kids or people that are younger that capitalism hasn't worked for them. So, like, here comes my daddy saying, like, we're gonna do some different shit here, and they're like, oh, this is cool. Let's do it. Because capitalism hasn't worked for me.
Find out that Jews voted for him, they won't vote for him ever again.
Well, it doesn't matter to them. Like, the college kids are like,
Right.
Capitalism hasn't worked for me, so let me try socialism. Like, this is the mind. When shit doesn't work for you, when you've tried, especially these people have gone to school, they've graduated 4 years, they got massive loans, they're working an entry-level job. They're going
Okay.
to look for the option that
So,
tells them
Randy,
free.
before you respond, let me ask you both a quick question. Do you both agree that if the Democrats do win control of both houses, even by a relatively narrow margin, they will impeach and convict Trump and remove him from office?
Oh, he's getting impeached, but he won't get removed. But he'll get impeached.
Well, no, if they control the Senate.
They have to. How many votes do you need in order to impeach a president? What is it? 60?
51 if you just
Is it
eliminate the
51?
filibuster. If you eliminate the filibuster.
I think the Democrats honestly will win one. They'll either. I hope not, but I think they'll win either the House. I don't think they'll win the Senate. I think they win the House. But listen. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm a Republican. I hope I'm wrong. I'm an American. How about that? I hope I'm wrong. You know what? I want Trump and the House to remain and the Senate to remain the way it is because I do want to see things passed in crypto's favor. Obviously, the clarity. All these things I want them to get done. Okay. Because I don't want to have this stalemate. Because if the Democrats take control of anything, for the next 2 years, we're fucked. And you also have to remember this, and I try to mention this. You know, Trump came out said, "Well, we might send stimulus checks out, $2,000, tariff rebates." That's not happening. All these things were said, and people had hopes on this. The only thing that came true was the tax returns. Tax returns, biggest ever. People got money back. That helped people get on, that helped people, stay on their feet above water. But now what? People are still looking for now what? What else comes? You have to remember, also understand, I think Democrats really played this shit well for 2 decades. They put so many people on free programs that people expect free and they're unwilling to go ahead and work or seek a job.
That started in the 60s. That started in the
but
60s
still,
with the
43 million people on SNAP benefits, Rob. 43
I know, but I'm
people
saying Lyndon
on
Johnson
SNAP benefits.
started that. That
That-
created generations of people expecting
Yeah, but
answers.
go look at the numbers. Go look at where it spiked and government jobs completely bloomed out of control. That's all Democrats. No, instead of creating private
So was
sector
the 60s
jobs,
all Democrats.
I'm just saying we're in
I'm
a shitty
agreeing with you.
position.
I'm saying
I
this goes
honestly
back.
believe
This goes back. Hey, I'm saying this goes back 60 years. They did it. They created these programs in the 60s that created several generations of people feeling entitled to just get things like you.
Yeah, but
they
I'm
were
saying,
owed
like,
it.
if there were like only 3 or 4 million people on SNAP benefits, 43 million people in the United States of America on SNAP benefits, that is crazy. That is absolutely insane. We only have 340 million people in this country, and 43 million of them are on SNAP benefits. It's not because they can't get a job. It's because they like it where they can get fucking free money and they can go chill for the rest of the day.
Can I answer the
That's
question
it. Yeah.
about impeachment? He's not going to get impeached. First off, the Senate to actually get a conviction on an impeachment indictment and removal from office requires 2/3. That's 67 votes. You cannot
But
pass it.
can't they change? You're saying
No.
they can't change that?
No,
they can't
this
change
is-
that with them.
No, they cannot.
Constitutional.
It is constitutional. It is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no,
So they
there's
would
no
need
chance.
67
It's Article 1, Section 2 and 3. It
Okay.
defines
I'm
the
wrong then.
2/3.
He'll get impeached but not convicted.
Yeah, and here's why I'm not worried about that for this particular administration. If I'm an advisor or any of that kind of stuff, and here's why: the Democrats, if they were to go that route, which I think regardless they will anyway, whether they have the majority or not, I think they're going to try and just draft impeachment article after impeachment article. I think this does not work in their favor. By any stretch of the imagination. They've been down this road with Trump and the prior administration and all of the different crap from 2021 until 2025, right? When Biden finally transitioned power, right? They've been up to. I don't think it would work in their favor at all optically. You want to talk about optics? That would be a very bad optical play for them. And when looking at something like New York City, when looking at something like Seattle, when looking at Virginia, What you have to really understand, and you guys do understand this, is that the populist movement is in full swing on both sides. The Democrats don't
Mhm.
want a Mamdani. They don't want a Mamdani. That's why, Kathy Hochul is very much pulling the purse strings on just about anything she can to restrict what Mamdani is going to try to do, because he doesn't have the authority to do much of what he promised. Right? It's dependent on working with Albany in order to get any of that stuff done that he really wants to get done. There are other things that he can do within the purview of his budget that he's trying and stuff like that. But what I think is more important is, as time marches on, people realize that they can't make good on those promises, and they serve as good examples for, what not to do when you're voting with the emotional idealism that this person is going to make good on a lot of promises that don't make a lot of sense from a structural point of view. So I think that this is going to quickly flip on many of these populists and both parties, by the way. I think that we will see this flip on the Trump movement at some point, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon.
Well, I appreciate you guys. What a spirited debate today. Um,
I think it's a good
Look, I think
conversation.
at the end of the day, like I just want America to win, but I can't sit back, whether it's a popular opinion or not, and say like, look, I respect Trump. I love everything that the administration has done so far. I think the economy will be better moving into the future as well, long term, with everything that Trump and the administration has done. But you have to acknowledge these small things that that happen. And to me, I wish Trump would just acknowledge the people that are currently on the sidelines. That's really it. Our economy's great, but yes, I know we still got a lot of work to do. That's the proper language. That's it. And you know what? People that are struggling, they would feel better
I,
when they don't get it. When people don't get acknowledged, and everything's all great and dandy out here, but they're suffering, and they don't know if they're backed up on their rent. They're
Actual
looking
real
at this
quick
like,
though, David.
okay.
Um,
Listen,
you,
I have people that I know that still live in the inner cities, and
yeah,
I am 100% certain, and everything that I'm saying is 100% fact. When they call in, they're like, "Yo, bro, how can you have fucking voted for Trump? Look at this, man. Look at," and like I'm
well, I
like, "Yo,
mean, all they got to do is look
my
at their
I
own
words are
hear
like,
polls.
that.
yo, you just
I
gotta
hear that
hold
from
on."
people too. I hear that
They're,
from people too.
No, I'm just
well,
saying, like my friends call me, and they live in South Brooklyn and like Southern Brooklyn.
No,
They're
I
like,
have
"Yo,
people.
man,
I
tough
have
time."
people tell me the same thing who are below, who are not doing well, and they're like, "How could you support
I,
Trump? He's," and you can argue to a point. Doesn't matter. Again,
but
where we
but
all
they're
started
not.
this.
They're not.
We're,
You know what it
we're,
is? The biggest thing, Rob, though, that I get back is like not about from Brooklyn. I'm gonna tell you right. This is a scouting report from Brooklyn from my people, man. It's not so much how can you have voted for Trump. It's like why aren't we focused on us right now? Like we're in a bad position. Why isn't anybody looking over here? That's really the conversation. It's not about Trump is bad. It's more like why aren't we focused? Why do we? They're like
actually,
I don't give a fuck about. A lot of them don't
you
even
know,
give a fuck about Iran. They're
You know
like I
what,
don't care about
Landy,
these
I know you
people.
want to jump in the middle of this, but hold on. David and I have to agree again. That's actually, now that I think about it, that is actually more what people say to me. They don't literally go, "How can you support Trump?" I have people who tell me that. "How can you support Trump because he's a fucking monster?" Like that, forget those people who say, how can you support him? I thought he was going to solve all these problems. Like almost like kind of pointing at me, like, huh, where's the guy
they've
who
been
was going to
saying that
fix this?
since he
All
got
I'm fighting you
inaugurated.
for.
Since the day he got
I know, but
inaugurated,
I
that's been
think
the
right now
refrain.
hey, I
I,
think it's a
for
valid
me, like no,
reflection.
I don't get a lot of like Trump is bad. It's more like, man, can we focus on America? Like that is the conversation, really. It's like, when are we going to
I,
focus here? I can
I
hardly get a job.
right.
Fucking the guy, so I'm not gonna name who, but like a person that I know, Uber Eats and all, they're getting like they're doing this all night long and they're getting nothing out of it because they're filling up for like
Yeah.
$5.
Would you guys
You know,
agree
you
that
know, Wait, Landy, last thought.
Oh my God,
You
I feel like
couldn't
the
look at
view right now. I can't, you know what it is?
You-
I can't do this because I think people will then take it as like I'm completely bashing my own party, but I'm really not. I'm just
You-
pointing out the little
Hey,
things that
look
we
at
can
the
change.
crosstabs or no crosstabs. I felt since it happened, MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene's leaving Congress was a very interesting bellwether. And I watch what she says. And
I don't
forget
even care
about
about
what
her.
happened.
I can care less
I
about
don't
her.
know. Hold on.
I don't
hold
believe
on. You
her.
don't have
I
to
don't
care.
believe anything that she
Hey,
says.
hey, Mr. Trump, hold on. She was his biggest supporter. She was
because
out there ahead.
she's not
Hold
stupid.
on, David. Hey, can you hear a thought that might be threatening?
You got
It's
30
agreeing with
seconds.
you.
Everybody got 30 seconds because I'm gonna be late.
She was his biggest supporter because she
Yeah.
did exactly what David's saying. She was like, "You are going to fix these problems. Focus on America first. That's why I like you. That's what the MAGA movement's about."
Yeah, but she went
She has said-
deeper. She blamed
You're gonna have
Israel for
30
everything.
seconds. Do I get my 30 seconds? Or you
That's
gonna
it.
use
It was
10
30
of them?
seconds. It was
And
30 seconds.
She said that she now feels betrayed on that. I think that reflects what other people also feel. They feel like,
She just
where
hates
is your
Israel. And
focus?
she dislikes Israel. That's it. Her thing is like I hate Israel.
Whatever.
And
No, I
and
don't
as
care.
soon as
I'm trying to make a point of what it
and as soon
represents
as
for
they-
people. People feel they want focus here, not on other things, even if those other things would benefit us in the long term. I think that's
Mandy,
a
30
very
seconds. Go ahead.
American
Get your
Okay.
shit in. 30
Well,
seconds.
that clean sweep in the primaries proves all of that wrong. She's not relevant. She doesn't matter to the base, and Trump
Agreed.
knows his base better than she does. That is
to his
big-
base, but we're not
that
talking
is
about
a
his
truth.
base. We're talking about the overall. We're talking about the independence.
She didn't
I mean, it's
pull
not
any
just his base
freaking.
that
She
matters.
never pulled any independence or any. She was riding the.
I didn't
MAGA
say she
train
pulled
all the way
anything.
through.
I just said she's reflective of that thought that people have. What happened to focusing
Maybe
on this
online
stuff?
in podcast land, but that's
I
La La
don't think
Land.
she's affecting the
and
vote.
the
I just
and
meant the
all you got to
mindset.
Rob. Let me refer you right back to the primaries and that clean ass sweep. All right. So my main point
20
is that I
seconds.
wanted to make is: would you agree that California is one of the most liberal progressive states in the union?
Yeah.
Observe what's
Well,
happening in
no. Yes and
California.
no.
That's what I'm going to tell you is watch what happens in California and watch what's coming out of the sentiment crosstab polling in California. And you tell me what your thoughts are as it progresses throughout the rest of this summer. That's all I'm going to say.
Thank you, guys.
I
I
will.
do appreciate you coming on here today. I like the conversation.
more to
Rob was
say.
actually good. Rob Nelson, ladies and gentlemen, let's give him a round of applause.
I'll be the squeaky wheel. I don't mind being a squeaky wheel.
Landy, of course, is always dropping knowledge here. Tune into Landy tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as he breaks down the markets, recaps them. Rob Nelson, tune into him on Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as he yaps about and cries about how bad Trump is. Yes, I hope you guys have a one. Yeah, there you go. Guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and happy Memorial. Well, not happy, but I hope you do go ahead and have a good Memorial Day.
Thanks, David. Thanks, Rob.
Appreciate you both.
Thank you to
Thanks,
the
guys.
troops. Thank you to the troops and people that served in the military and still serve this country. I can't believe I agree with Rob so many times. Jesus Christ. You know what it is? Like, it's just the 1%, that one or a few things that I just fucking disagree with. That's it. When you have people that you know and they live in certain areas and like they just can't get by with no look, the economy's doing great. 401ks are up. You know, people are, up on within the traditional markets. I get that, but there are people that are not doing well. And you have to say, if Trump comes out and he just says, that's my boy Trump. If Trump just comes out and says, hey, listen, man, economy's thriving, but we still got work to do to get everybody on the same boat. That's how you start winning. Not saying it's great and not acknowledging. Like, you have to acknowledge those people. There are people that have 9 jobs at this point. Like, gas is high. Like, these things are real. Anyway, here's the quote of the day. Just be good. to people. Be nice to people. It costs you nothing. Right? Cliche quote, but it does hit. Like, just, it's Friday. It's a long weekend. Just be nice to people. Sit back, honor our troops, honor the veterans. If you have some money, even donate to some charitable causes. Okay. And just enjoy, just enjoy yourselves. Just enjoy yourselves this weekend. Long weekend, enjoy yourselves. And for those that are in crypto, God bless, man. We're going to make it. We're all going to make it. I can't really say that. Some of us will make it. Some of us will seize the opportunity, but everybody has an opportunity to seize that opportunity that all of us have a chance at, grabbing. So thank you to the sponsors, Midnight, Polymarket, Cake Wallet, Quad Network. I love the fact that somebody says anybody can LARP as a political commentator, yet will not acknowledge that I ran for office. Love it. And yeah, I get, you know what? I am a LARP. I am absolutely the biggest LARP on the planet. 100%. Anyway, instead of being like this guy, be positive, right? Be positive. Even when shit ain't going right, just be positive and just grind away. I promise you, man. The world works. I'm telling you, read The Alchemist. Read the book The Alchemist. You will see. The world works. The universe works in a weird way, man. Well, it will push you towards your goal, man. Just be humble. Stay down. Be humble. I'm out. Peace.